two key factors is what I want to talk about as I sit here in this awesome place, which is Gibson Ranch. Look at that playful little calf over there. Skipping. You better believe they have consciousness. I think it's going to be all right. It looks like it's about to fall. No heavy movements. Two key factors. The first being that of carbohydrate. Most people start to cut before they load. And if you can do this, it's a 3-day cycle. You can extend it on to 5 days, but you're being greedy. The 3-day cycle, all depletion starts with a full carbohydrate load. You fill the tank. I've said it over and over again. I guess because, yeah, that arm's coming up, right? Pretty saggy, but it's starting to get there. I had nothing. And now it's coming up. Why am I so weak? I stopped flexing. And that's the main thing of why you see people that have these big, huge biceps. They are posing in the mirror all the time. When you push the corporeal away, when you refuse this false identity as your true spiritual self, your arms are going to shrink. Why do you think yogis have flexible, bendable arms? Because being flexible is the true strength. You'll think that that isn't the case until you get to the place where you're between a rock and a hard place. So in other words, flexing, constantly innervating the motor neurons, constantly challenging the actin and myosin, constantly taking, the flex between that full range, where you're just feeling it and you're doing it throughout your whole body. You'll feel great, but that's your body. Your body and your soul, you'll swear it's the same thing. But the truth is that corporeal deviation is the first major trick, and you could call it the matrix, I guess. I mean, whatever you want to refer to it, the metaverse, we're here. This is the metaverse. So by you flexing and actualizing, you're actually doing the opposite of what the spirit wants to do, what the soul's command is to do, is to refute this world. When you flex, each little flex is becoming an affirmation that I'm here. I'm an identity in this world. And this world's false. So there's a dichotomy there. Most people avert this and completely look over it, or they try to. That's what the Masonic order is all about, or these initiate programs. It's basically saying, well, this is as good as it gets. This is what's present. So, but when those cows rise up, when animals start to fight back, that's when those bubbles of consciousness have really actualized and reached that place where they now realize these aren't my friends. And no matter how sweet you are going up to and enduring you are to maybe go up to one of those cows and pet it between the eyes and have that moment, you will eat beef again. It's going to happen. Just like you can put down the government, the system, neo-feudalism, corporate neo-feudalism, but you'll be back on YouTube. Even though they're tracking your algorithms, even though, they're selling your information, you'll be back because it's entertainment. And so those two key factors, number one being, and it is so critical and so important to everything that you do, that when you actualize taking in those carbohydrates and understanding that a full carbo load is going to allow your brain uses almost 70% carbohydrates on average, 66%. You know, it's mostly fat. That 3 to 4 pounds is just fat, really. So it makes you wonder, you know, in the Master Key system, some of these other Masonic text, they talk about this ganglionic mass behind your solar plexus, you know, a little lower, that sun center. But that is really the brain, and gets into the physiology also, that these two arms, 2 legs, these appendages that we think of as ourselves as we're actualizing and flexing. And so going forth, I'm just going about doing what I've always done since I was a teenager. But I am not taking it in internally and saying, this body is who I am. You put me in any body and this is who I am. It's the exercise of purity, and we, you know, more so go astray when we're allowing the neural hormones to take over, and the neural hormones are going to be raging. When you become a beast of a man, you're a beast of a man. You literally are a concoction of those endorphins, those neural hormones. You know, your endocrine system controls you, and therefore your glandular system has charge. It's a very primal thing, and it's so celebrated being primal, right? And it couldn't be further from the truth. We're having this identity crisis where we are growing spiritually at exorbitant levels, you know. Get into Rudolf Steiner's work, and in that more primal sense, we are evolving to where that more primal sense is understanding the mathematics, you know, Hiram Abiff, the perfection of the form. Can you be both? And that wholeness is the challenge. Like, is it possible for these two realms to merge? Philosophy and mathematics, like Gottlob Frege, his entire philosophical works. So those two things are extremely important to be able to achieve anything and be at your very best. Is the constant flexing of your muscles and affirmation, and the intense carbo loads, which could be, you know, considered super compensation, and complete and total depletion. To do all the things that you do to the utmost, you will start to see more extreme results in life, in this life, in the agitated, thermodynamic, entropy-based life. But where's your soul at? Is it going through the necessary evolution in order to free you from this prison?